Greetings, Sir and Sirettes, and welcome back to Robocraft with me, Lathrix. As you've probably seen in the last few episodes, I have become rather fond of this little walker here, Flutter. In fact, I love the damn thing to bits. It's probably, other than Flank, my favourite robot by a large margin, if not even better than Flank in terms of how much I like it, to be honest. It's really, really up there. But, so because of this, I want to do more with it, but not destroy it. So I want another flyer walker, as I have now been shown the error of my ways, and I now understand the usefulness of this particular hybrid. I think it's actually brilliant, and people who can use it well, that's definitely not myself, certainly deserve a reward. They're not the easiest things to use, but they're so much fun if you can use them. And so we're going to be making, not a replica of it, but I'm going to be making a healer version of the Flutter in the space currently being used by my hover plasma, which I'm not a huge fan of. I've decided against this particular design. The old design had a single tier 10, now it has tier 9s. It actually works a lot better now with the 4 weapons. It actually does very well for itself. But I want a new walker, flyer, hybrid. And so that's what we're going to do today. So let's just eradicate this. So today's going to be more a building episode, probably some gameplay later on. If I manage to finish off my duty of making this thing in due time, I'll probably be cutting quite a bit of it, so I don't know how long it's going to take. Flutter didn't take too long to build once I got the basic idea of what I wanted from the damn thing. So hopefully this one will follow suit. I wish there's a way to just... I wish there's a way to delete all blocks without selling them, like you can in the garage slot. That's what I wish for. I wish that could be a thing. Sadly, isn't. If you sell it in the garage slot, you literally sell the blocks for half their value. No idea why there isn't a destroy robot button. For me, someone who does this very often, it would be nice. Okay, so first of all, I want to go ahead and look at Flutter and check a few things. So, Flutter, what do you have? You currently have tier 8, is it? Yep, tier 8 legs and tier 7 and 5 in terms of these rudders. No, 5 on the side, 7 on top, tier 8. Okay, so we're going to need 6 legs, tier 8 legs. That's what we're going to need. So let's do that. 8 legs. Of course, it isn't a tutorial because I can't remember how I'm doing it anyway. My word, that was expensive, but oh well. Now, the funny thing is, I'm actually going to use these as a form of measurement because this is how I measured the size of Flutter. In fact, I'm going to get rid of the pilot seat just for now. So the back, 6. How it was worked out was exactly the right size to hold 6 legs, with then the middle legs then get removed and replaced with the flight mechanism. That's how I figured out the best way. For me, of course, I'm sure it's much better design. I know there's better designs out there. For me, that's a good way to figure out how this all gets put together. How many red blocks do I actually have? I have loads. Okay, so most likely I can make it completely out of tier 8 blocks. Hopefully. We'll see how the tiering goes, though, if it gets too low or too high. So, obviously, now I want these a bit wider than they are. Currently, they are far, far too close together and makes them liable to be shot off with a single blow. Not the best thing. That's something I've learnt the hard way. That spreading your legs is generally... spreading your legs is a good idea. Not like that. Spreading out the walker legs is generally a great idea because it makes plasmas and SMGs a lot less likely to knock out every single one of your sodding legs attached to the section in a single blow, and makes it more likely that only 1 or 2 legs go. Because to be honest, as long as 1 leg remains, so you can destroy all the legs on one side as long as 1 leg remains, you'll still be quite steady. Of course, if that happens to both sides, it's a different story, but what are you going to do? So same on this one. Also, I love having front-facing legs, you know, completely front and back-facing legs. It makes landing so much easier on this darn thing. So that's something else I'll be working towards doing, just making sure that happens as well. So there we go. Because I did actually make, if you recall, I did actually make a medic walker a long time ago, but the design was terrible. Okay, checking back with Flutter now. How do I do the... Yeah, they are actually on the same size, okay. So, the wings I want to be... So, they were tier 7, weren't they? We're tier 8. Well, clearly they weren't tier 8 because I haven't bought any of those. So, we need 4 tier 4 wings. I prefer having 4 tier 7s than 2 tier 8s, just personal preference there. Probably somewhere like that. We can always, of course, move it around later on. We'll test how it flies before we complete the design and build all our weaponry and such on top. Okay, there we have it. Then, what I've been using is, I've been using the little baby rudders, 4 of them as like control sections, and then 1 tier 7 as the main control. Wow, it bugged it all out like hell. As the main control section, which goes on the back. So I do actually have to build this thing up a little bit more anyway. So let's just armour up the arse and the front as much as we can. The legs are very awkward to armour up, I found, just because of how they are positioned. Okay, let's do it like this. Shields aren't necessary. Let's flutter again. Yeah, that's how it goes, okay. Yeah, so shields are above it, aren't they? That's how it actually goes. Trying to defend the 2 sides using the... As weak as these are, you'd be amazed how good they are, just deflecting that one shot that's going to blow up the sodding leg. So I'm more than happy to do that. Also, I want to armour up the wings, so I'm going to completely go over that. And my pilot seat, I'll put it in now so we can start working around it. Let's put it at the back, like here. Okay, so that's the basic gist of the shape I want so far. I could have these a bit higher, to be honest. It is like equal on flutter, isn't it, though? Yeah, it is. No, it's not. It's equal and higher. Okay, so actually, yes. That's incorrect. That one wing should be there. Okay. So let's do that then. This one goes here. Duh, duh, duh. I'll work around how that armor's going to work later on. It's because I've built one lower. See, on Flutter I don't actually have a layer underneath the legs. On this one I wanted to have that because, let's just say plasma explosions that hit underneath me keep on freaking destroying my legs. And because of that, I'm getting very annoyed with that issue. So I'm actually going to plate it up a little bit heavier than Flutter. Also because I don't have as many high tier healers as I do have rails, I'll probably be spending less of my CPU, and no, not my CPU, my robot ranking on actually the weapons, so on the actual weapons I should say. Okay, so I'm going to add aerofiles here, quite snugly hidden away in between the legs and the... Oh, no, I can't. Of course, in the other one I had it higher up than that. I had it on like here, this plane, with the weapons. So that's what I'm going to do, okay. So that's the base section already done now. It's a bit thin in the middle, but I'll work around that with the next section, don't you worry. So this is where the weapons and such are going to go. So this is where it's going to be a bit hard to figure out how I'm going to build it. With my kind of personality on how I build, I tend to just build, see how it looks, and then change my mind. I don't generally have ideas how it's going to look in my head until it's done. I'll have a very vague idea, but I don't plan ahead so much. I prefer just get stuck in there, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, you build something else. And hopefully that'll work. And as always, I build more for fun than actually winning, but of course, I don't build things which aren't functional. Well, tier 10, boom! No. Tier 8 is probably best. Tier 8 and tier 7 is probably the best idea. Let's try and get 6 on there if we can. 6 on there would be amazing. So, I'll probably end up with 4. I know this, but I'll try and aim for 6. That'll be the goal. I'll never be able to use that unless I make this wider. Just don't really want to do, but I might have to. Because then that can go there. Then you can go here. And of course the back will be higher than the front, just like on Flutter. Lovely little rail fellow. Could have it like that, but I can't armour up this section. Oh, it can, okay. That would be good, because then it wouldn't get in the way of the guns at the back. So we're going to have to push this back a little bit, because I do actually want that there quite a bit now. Which means I'm actually going to have to disconnect these two for now, but of course, they'll be reconnected now. Okay, so just armour up this little section underneath here, since this will be holding the whole freaking thing together. Probably would be nice to make sure that it's got at least a couple of layers of armour going on. Probably best. Or so I'm told. Did I do it all the way? Okay, yeah, I did. Cool. If it's not even, I'll do that out like off camera. I'm just going to, as I say, trying to get the basic gist of this thing sorted. Lovely, okay. Okay. Probably best to have one back there as well. Okay, for the millionth time. Okay, that's done. The word okay was used a lot there. And then this little section here will be what houses the thrusters in the middle, like on the Flutter. Wonderful. Also be our armour for our thing, our seat. and the back will come out into 2 spikes again, like the flutter, and that's where the other healers will be seated. Because I could put them on there, but then get in the way. Or I'll have it a lot higher. Then we'll have a quick test, and if it works well, then it works well. Could use tier 9. Tier 7's probably good. They're probably good indeed. Could have them on the side here. Have 2 there. And have the lesser thrusters on top. Because I actually only have tier 4 thrusters on flutter, so wouldn't be a huge issue just having the babies. You'd be amazed how good these things are for their price, for their ranking. And then I want these here just to help me float upwards and float downwards. That'll help a lot, actually. And then more of them there, just like that. Okay, so next I want the rudder. I'm going to deviate a bit from the design of the flutter here in having the rudder a lot lower and using the armour of the 2 side kind of things we're going to make now to hold the guns to actually protect it rather than having its own little area for itself. Hopefully that'll turn out okay. Once again, using lowish tier just so we can stay in tier 8. I don't really want to go into tier 9 with this thing, so... And I'm just going to keep doing this, not actually armouring it up just to see how high I'd actually need it. I think that would probably be just about high enough, but I'd actually like it to have 1 more, to be honest. That, maybe? We'll see. We'll see how it looks afterwards. Obviously not done yet, just putting these here, as I say, just as a little placeholder, just to see how it's going to look. 1 there, 1 there. Have them in the middle section so I get more armour. Okay, let's see how that looks then. Put more thrusters in, why not? And let's see if it actually flies. And again, I should now be placing the baby rudders, which I completely forgot about. Darn. Oh, no, it's not like that. Could it go there? Okay, that's where it's going to go like that. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Also, it looks like I can actually use tier 8 healers rather than tier... wherever they are currently. Doesn't need to be that high. I mean, it could sneak these in here, actually. Yeah, and then the armour that goes round it can defend these as well. Of course, being only tier 5, they're very vulnerable, but I don't like spending so much robot ranking on them because they're really useful, but not that important. Generally, if you've lost those, you've lost everything else, so... I very rarely have a problem with those being knocked off, which is odd, considering they're the weakest part. Okay, the lasers do very well. Okay, that's very well positioned. Let's see, can this thing fly? Yes, it can, actually, just fine. And it even goes down a bit better than Flutter, because it actually has downwards thrusters. It's actually slightly better armoured as well. So that's good. I think that is actually a decent design. I might even have enough CPU and ranking left over to actually use shields on this one, as this one will be a lot more exposed most of the time. Flutter, obviously being a freaking rail, can hide. This being a healer, I'm going to be out in combat quite a lot. That's why I normally don't like healer walkers, because they're pretty squishy compared with a tank or a hover. And I don't like that. I never like being the squishy thing. I don't mind dying, but I don't like being vulnerable. I play the tank, you know. In World of Warcraft, I'm a tank. In every game I play, I'm always either the healer or a tank. That's the kind of person I am. I like being either supportive or hard as nails. And generally, when it comes to being hard as nails, I like to prevent damage to my allies. It's the kind of person I am. Oh, that's much better than armouring up. Actually, why don't we just do that? Double mega freaking shield of death. That actually works out pretty well for me. I can't really... can't shield the... Ooh! I was going to say I couldn't shield the front, but I actually can. Now, these look a bit derpy being there. I'd like ones which look better standing alone. Like that. Okay, then. Shields away. So it is shielded in multiple places now. That's good, and it shouldn't... Actually, that will not get in the way of my guns at all, other than this one. This one was already getting in the way of the legs, so... Be nice to have this one lower, but I'd like it where it is anyway. It protects the main body rather than the legs. As much as I want leg protection, that should actually be a big benefit to me. These will help protect the little baby thrusters we've got going on. Again, which I'm using for CPU reasons. Sorry, for robot ranking reasons. As I want to have higher tier healers if I can. So let's start putting in armour here then. It's going to stay actually closer to this shape than I actually anticipated. I wanted it more rounded and such, but it looks like this might be very close to how it's going to end. And now I've got a big question ahead of me. Do I want to do I want to upgrade the weaponry, or do I want to sneak in a few blocks of tier 10 armor in certain specific places? Two very big questions I'm not sure of right now. Huh. I'm just shoving armor here and there just so I can take a few plinks. How have I done that differently? Derp. Put one of those there. No, I haven't. Oop, this one goes there, that one goes like this. Afterwards, it goes sideways. Have I done these differently? Oh, I see what I've done. I see what I've done, okay. Very easy to fix. So it goes up that, and then it goes 1, 2, 3. I've gone one too far out. That's all I've done there. So it's not a huge. Oh god, symmetry. Can't have symmetry wrong. That's ridiculous. Be hellish. Be insane. Ah, okay, I see. This one's gone down. There we go. Now it's perfectly symmetrical as it was. Ooh, that was a bit of a annoyance. And then you go in the middle, and then you are both rather in the middle again. And this is pretty hard to cut through. I mean, it's not thin in any section of it, so this should be quite difficult to completely eradicate in the back. And also provides protection from shots from the back, you see, because obviously my seat's quite close and it has the rudder there, which obviously is a very important part of the flying, so yeah. Upgrading the heels or upgrading that, can I just put that like that? Oh, I can. Okay, there we go. That'll avoid some of the shield issues I was going to have. I don't know. We've got a tier 9 nanos, so tier 8 nanos, just to see how much it actually... it doesn't actually do much at all to the darn thing. Oh, sorry, yeah, we're using tier 8 at the moment, aren't we? Derp. Got that wrong. It does do a lot, actually. Okay, how about one tier 9 at the front, like that, and then we can use some blackened armor blocks to defend the legs, because the legs are generally the most vulnerable sections, to be honest. Just sneak them in here and there. Okay, I'm going to have CPU, so what I'll do is we'll buy some regular black blocks, and I'll transform some of the red blocks into these, and these will be the extra pieces, like so. And then do the same for the other section. Because the amount of time I've lost legs just because the freaking block they've been attached to has been knocked off is just insane. So avoiding that... Oh, I'm in tier 9. I can't do it. Nope, this is how it's going to be. I want that one stronger weapon far too much. Just about sticking in tier. Okay, at least these legs are attached to black blocks now. So one last check in the old test. Then we'll jump ahead. Well, cut and jump ahead in some matches, and we can see how we go from there. Hopefully we do well. Obviously is the intention. Still moving okay. Do the shields get in the way? The healing almost never, but if I'm aiming that far down, I'm doing it wrong. Lovely. The main gun has no issues really at all, again, other than specific things. So it heals better at things from the front. If it's aiming up, it's got no problem. Slight issues side to side, but not much. Okay, well, I'm going to... Oh yeah, of course, there's some test of flight. Could do well with some higher thrusters, but what are you going to do? Sorry, I had to see how far it would spin. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm going to cut now then, and later on we'll play some games. So I'll see you then, back in a second. There we go. Don't worry, it doesn't do that by itself. That's just me messing around. Lovely. Just land. Even though I just said we're going to cut now, so I want to make sure it lands. Yeah, it's fine, that's perfect. So you can get anywhere it wants to quite quickly in the battlefield and help out. So back in a second, so in some matches. Also, this thing needs a new name. And welcome back to the first ever match with my lovely new little healer. Hopefully it does well and doesn't completely fail utterly, although looking at what's actually here, that might not happen. We don't have any SMGs. We don't have any SMG tanks, we have a lot of flyers and a lot of walkers, but nothing that's going to need healing without being instantly and utterly destroyed. So, yeah, this may be a bit of a bad match to find out how it does, but hopefully it does well, nonetheless. Nice if people actually spotted the enemies, which apparently they don't. Okay, let's go and heal that rail. I've got someone to heal. Oh, need to not hold down space so long. Okay, learning, learning. Oh, we're healing an ally apparently. There we are. Let's try and get out of the line of fire, shall we? So we don't hit ourselves. I say that as we got hit, but still. Actually was hitting us anyway. Someone's asking for heals, but a bit far away. Oh, it's a healer itself. I'll go to them now, okay. Let's go to the other healer, who's apparently in need of healing. Oh, he's in quite bad position. Oh, he's dead, no. Oh, he turned to Mothership the numbnuts. I was heading towards him. Oh dear. Plasma tank spotted. Okay, I'm not going to go and heal him because I'll instantly die on the way in. More than likely. Let's try to see if we can get a good angle instead. So I shouldn't say I wasn't going to heal him. I was going to wait until the spot was off. Oh, darn. Wow. So apparently there's a big issue in that we can't... What on earth? Has he brought a tier 10? Oh, dear God. So a big issue is I can't heal downstream. I need to be lower than the enemy. Haha, rather than higher. I should dodge that shot, thankfully. One of our rails over here is needed healing, so we're going to go towards him and hopefully help him out a little bit. Landing, okay. Oh, not okay, not okay, okay. Terrible. Let's just rest here. We can, of course, right ourselves. Let's just get him healed first. He doesn't seem to have much overall health. He seems to be quite a strong gun on a very fragile base. There we go. Lovely and healed. Let's just use the cliff face to get... in fact, we might become airborne before then. Yep, we do. Awesome. He doesn't need healing, does he? No. I've just stopped my engine, so I want to just grab onto this. No one else actually needs healing, do they? There's only a few of us here, so it's quite easy to maintain a vigil. Oh dear, one of the plasmas is about to be destroyed. Of course, the problem is the thing that may have almost destroyed it may still be there. Okay, so what I'm going to do, one change I'm going to have is the back legs, oh dear, are going to be lower so that I kind of rest at an angle. Because otherwise, I'm never going to have to heal someone in front of me. Let's see, hopefully we can... Excellent. What? That didn't hit me! Don't you love that when the lag happens so you can't see where the shots actually are when you get hit? I mean, I wouldn't be able to dodge it, but it'd be nice to know if I'm going to be hit or not. Try and go for his guns, we're all in the front, by the looks of it. He's going to try and fly off and see if we can... No! Ah, darn. There you go. I at least spotted him, and I've got him out of his hiding place, so that should help our allies maybe finish him off. There's a medic tank over there, looks like it's being dealt with quite nicely. Just keep spotting him so his spot doesn't go away. I need to let our guys know where he is. Let's go and heal our little plasma fellow over here. Hello, friend. Friend, oops. There we go. Oh, I can now heal quite well. There we are, you're up and running. Let's go and finish off that last fellow. Although he's not been spotted anymore. Apparently no one got to him in time, which is kind of odd considering I gave him so much time to be gotten. Ah, no, my controls! Why would you do this? I want to be able to move and heal and help. So turning's a bit of an issue. There we go. I wanted to go and spot him, that's all I wanted to do. To stay up in the air long enough to spot the enemy, then I'll go and kill him. There we go, our allies managed to finish him. Beautiful. So at least we won the match. Okay, let's do the changes, but I'm fairly confident we'll be better. At the moment, because of how the angle is, we kind of clip ourselves because we're so high. So what I'm going to do is simply... yeah, put these legs one lower. Then what will happen is the front now... so now the front will dip. When I'm landed, the front will be dipped downwards. A bit like how the one you can buy is the Plasma Walker, the Scorpion fellow. He has the same kind of structure. The front legs are higher than the back legs. Sorry, the front legs are lower than the back legs. Which means... so yeah, the front legs are higher, yeah, back legs are lower, so it tips me a little bit forward. There you go, that's better. So now, as long as they're not right next to me, this should be a bit better. I can actually go one further and raise the front legs a little bit further. Might be a bit of an advantageous thing. Okay, well, regardless, certain threats, I think that was a successful test. It can move well, and as you saw, it can take quite a bit of a beating. I think a few changes need to be made just on the placement of legs and weapons, only minor things, so that it doesn't clips quite so much. But I think, yeah, even that little change seems to have helped out quite a lot. As you can see, that's what was happening before. So if my legs were further back, yeah, okay, let's do that now. We'll do that quickly, and then we'll call the episode. Even though it was only on one match, I'm fairly confident that was okay. I will do more with it off camera, of course. If I delete that, can I put it there? No. So currently it's there. Be okay if it was there. Then I'll destroy some of the armor. I think maybe the route to success then would be simply lowering the back entirely. So cutting out the armor from somewhere or other. There's blocks all over the place, like spare blocks like here. Just cutting it for the CPU and then extending this further down. Just cut that for good measure. Let's have a quick look how that looks then, how it looks with this even further down. And that should deal with it. Of course, then I'll rearrange the armor as well. We're learning, certain threats. We are learning. That's the important thing. It's a learning experience for all of us. We can become enlightened. Now, how does it look now is the big question. And, oh, much better. Yes, that's going to work well. Okay, yeah. So I want to be looking down on the people I heal. That seems to be the best way around it, looking up. It's kind of just a weird thing. It's just about positioning. I'll learn as well as we go how to position myself to best get heals. I don't really want to make myself any bigger than I am, because it makes me an even easier target than I already am, and that's quite an easy target. So thank you very much for watching, certain threats. I hope to see you next time. I will be improving this robot, and I'll make a video, a usual gameplay farming video, probably when it's a little bit better, and we'll be playing with that. As it stands, it's usable now, but obviously I want it to be better and stronger and faster. Yeah, I am enjoying the walkers now, actually, a lot more than I used to, and I do rate them higher. So yeah, thank you for watching, certain threats. A like, a comment, a share, a favourite, and all that good stuff really does mean the world to me, helps out the channel. Subscribing helps out even more so if you haven't already. Thank you for watching, certain threats, and goodbye, and please have a nice day.